Social and cultural achievements. Social reforms. Akbar introduced a number of social reforms to rid Indian society of some cruel practices. So Akbar introduced a number of social reforms or different policies so that he can stop different types of cruel practices which were practiced during his period. He prohibited sati but excluded cases where sati were performed voluntarily or with the consent of the widow and legalized the remarriage of the widows. So he prohibited sati. He prohibited sati only to those women who were forced to burn alive with their husband body. But if the woman is ready to perform or ready to burn alive with her husband dead body, then she was allowed. And he legalized remarriage of the widows. He discouraged child marriage. So he did not support the method known as child marriage. The minimum age of a marriage was raised to 14 years for girls. So the minimum age of marriage was of girls were of 14 years and 16 for boys. The consent of the bride and the bridegroom have to be taken before a marriage was performed. So they have to take permission with the bride and the bridegroom whether they want to do the marriage or not. And if they were not and if they did not give their permission, then the marriage will not take place. Next, educational reforms. Akbar tried to promote religious harmony by reforming the educational system. So he also tried to promote religious harmony as well as promoted the education system during his reign. In the past, education was mainly based on the study of religious scriptures. So earlier only the education was only made on the basis of religious scriptures. Akbar laid down more emphasis on secular subjects such as mathematics, agriculture, logic, history and astronomy. So he also included this subject in his empire. A translation department was set up to translate Sanskrit words such as the Vedas, the Mahabharata, the Bhagavad Gita, the Bible and other famous work from Arabic and the Greek into Persian. So he also established a translation department who used to translate Sanskrit word from into Persian. These gave the middle and the upper middle classes access to common literature and an insight to various cultures. So with the help of these translation, the normal or you can say the upper middle class and the lower middle class, they got to know about the different culture, literature of different religions. Next, literature. Persian was the court language and the language of the upper classes. So Persian was considered as the court language. Remember it. Persian literature was encouraged by the Mughals. So the Persian literature was encouraged by the Mughals. Faizi, the brother of Abu Fazl, was Akbar's poet laureate and one of the greatest Persian poet of Mughal times. So Faizi was considered as the one of the greatest Persian poet of the Mughal times during the Akbar's reign. Abu Fazl was Akbar's court historian. He wrote the Akbarnama, which is excellent historical work in the Persian. So who wrote Akbarnama? It is Abu Fazl. Remember it. Hindi was also used in the Mughal court. So along with Persian, Hindi was also used in the Mughal court. Birbal was made the Hindi Kavi Raj or poet laureate in Akbar's court. The Ramacharitra Manas was written by Tulsi Das, the greatest Hindu author in those times. So who wrote the Ramacharitra Manas? It was Tulsi Das and it was written during the Akbar's time. Akbar was illiterate but he had an insatiable hunger of knowledge and a passion for books. Though Akbar was illiterate, he was not able to read and write, but he was a hunger for knowledge and a passion for books. His library consisted of about 24,000 books. mainly of which were specially written and illustrated for the emperors by calligraphists. Printing was not known. So, though he was illiterate, but his library was consisted of about 24,000 books, which were mainly written and illustrated by the different types of calligraphists. And printing was not done during those period.